what's going on, you guys? On today's training, I'm excited about this one. We are going to be covering the 6 key things that the top 1% of high ticket sales reps have mastered to get to where they're at. And you're going to want to stick around, you guys, by the way, to the very end, because number 4 is one in which probably are struggling with. So let's hop into it, you guys. Let's jump into this training. All right, you guys, so number 1 out of the top 6 things that the top 1% of high ticket sales reps have mastered is they have learned how to master flipping the script when it comes to having conversations with prospects. Here's what I mean by that. Listen, anytime a prospect is actually coming to you, they know that there is some sort of sales conversation involved with it. They're expecting you as the sales rep or the closer to come in and want to try to bully or force them into actually buying. When in reality, that is exactly what we want to do. We want to do a great job at explaining to prospects, here's who we work with, here's what we accomplish, here's how we condense time and get them to a short period of time. And then what they do is they ask the prospect of why they feel like they would be a good fit for us to be able to work with. Flipping the script, getting prospects selling themselves to you as to why you should consider working with them and helping them to be able to solve their problems. Okay, guys, so number 2, as far as the second key thing that the top 1% of closers understand, is that they understand that buying comes from an emotional state, not a logical state. It's always been fascinating to me to have a 45-minute conversation with somebody that I've never met before and have them pay $20,000. The reality is people buy based off of their emotions, their desire, their outcome. The top 1% understand this, and they understand how to be able to move people through an emotional decision-making process to help them make the best decision that's in the prospect's best interest to reach their desired destination. Number 3, the top 1% of closers understand how to be able to challenge a prospect without hurting their ego. Let me make sure that you understand this. This is a very, very fine line when it comes to high ticket sales. The minute that you cross over that line and bruise a prospect's ego or make them feel uncomfortable or you've offended them, the deal is absolutely done. And so the best high ticket sales reps understand how to be able to ask permission, to be open, to be candid with people, to get that buy-in from prospects so that they're able to address the limiting beliefs that prospects have in why they can or can't move forward with actually purchasing their products. They understand that fine line of making sure that they're getting buy-in and permission to have candid conversations with the prospect with leaving ego and filling out the door. All right, you guys, so number 4 is the top 1% understand how to use empathy to walk somebody through the buying, making decision. Listen, the reality is the saying is so cliche, people buy from who they like. Empathy is one of the best ways to be able to do that. When people are talking about their situation and their concerns, what they've gone through, you have to be able to relate. You have to take the time needed to be able to be heard, to hear them out, make sure that you're connecting with them on a human level. The top 1% of sales reps understand how to do this better than anybody else. Empathy, if you show it the right way, it will help you to guide people into closing more deals. Number 5, this is one of the things that when a top 1% income earner as a high ticket sales rep or a coach is they absolutely learned how to control their own emotional state. Now, this is kind of similar to number 3 when it comes down to egos and battling your own emotions. I've been on a lot of sales calls where there's been times where I didn't handle my own emotions. You know, for whatever reason, I was having a bad day and somebody says something that just doesn't make any sense or they're borderline offensive. And I go right into basically winning the argument with the prospect, regardless of whether or not I won the argument or not. Inevitably, it actually killed the deal. I look at the top 1% of high ticket sales reps as almost Zen masters. They're able to take any kind of situation, stay calm, stay collected, and not let their own emotions ruin the outcome of the actual sale. Number 6 is probably one of the most important things. They are masters when it comes to trust. At the end of the day, people purchase products from people that they believe in, that they trust. So here are some of the tips that you must have when it comes to demonstrate trust for the prospect. Number one, you have to show up on time to the call. If you can't, you better have called or contacted or had an assistant reach out ahead of time to make sure that the prospect knows that you're actually going to be late. Speedy response when it comes to email communication. All of these little things better the trust factor between you and your prospect. Never catch yourself in some sort of situation where you said one thing, but another. Little white lies, even accidents in what you actually told the prospect can absolutely affect the trust factor with your prospects and inevitably kill the deal. Those are my 6 things, you guys. As always, smash the like button, follow us here on YouTube. And if you have a question or comment, click the link below, add a comment. I'm happy to be able to address that on additional trainings. We'll talk with you soon.